Yeah, right. Hey everyone, how's it going? So last time we left off, the players had snuck around Penderley Abbey. They had framed they had found a thesis, the thesis that Bishop was working on. They had also found a book with a pentagram on it and another philosophical work, and they had framed one of the acolytes and managed to get away with two of the books, but not the thesis, which they gave to the Inquisition, and the Inquisition took these things and then turfed them out, and so you're standing outside of the Inquisition camp at the moment. Is that a fairly accurate summation in your opinion, guys?
I would like to present a correction. One, I did the sneaking, I did all the work, so I get all the glory. And two, we didn't frame him. Devo framed him.
How did I frame him?
Yeah,
You
how did that
suggested
frame?
it, Devo. You were like, yeah, put it under his bed. I was going to put it somewhere else, Devo.
Yeah.
Bad person.
You still did it. You didn't have to listen.
That's not the point,
You
Devo.
on your shoulder.
I was just
So-
following orders, okay?
So what you're saying is you were the mastermind of the framing, but he was the lackey.
You were following orders from your black manservant.
Let me put it this way. Arch was the gun. You were the one who pulled the trigger.
Precisely. You can't
Guns
blame
kill
the gun.
people.
Right. So what are you doing?
I'm looking at Devo exceedingly suspiciously and making sure he doesn't run off.
No. Let's not be out of character. Like if Devo wants to sneak, he can make a roll, and then we can make a perception roll.
And then we can make attack rolls.
You can't fight me in the middle of the giant market with soldiers.
Of course we
around.
can. We'll point and
watch
scream
us.
heretic.
I have a noble next to me.
So, guys, the great debate here is that I want to go back to the Abbey.
Are you
Well,
telling
rather,
us
let me be
character
fair.
or out of character?
Let me be fair. My character wants to go back to the Abbey.
Sorry, just to confirm, is this the abbey run by the Satan worshipper?
Yes,
Yes.
and the socialist.
Yes.
Devo wishes to go back and save the Satan worshipping monks.
Socialist.
Hold-
the Satan
hold on. That's not the truth.
SJWs.
That's not the truth. Only the bishop actually had the demon book. Only he. Like, if anyone's possessed by a demon, it would be him. The acolytes would be innocent. They're
I'm
probably
sure
just being led around by the
will
nose.
be able. I'm sure the Inquisition, in their enlightened wisdom, will be able to discern the guilty from the pure.
Just out of
They're going to
interest,
burn the
what
place
happened?
down.
Do you have any proof that anyone's been possessed by a demon?
Only the book.
Additionally, I would just like to say, this is one of those cases where you can't be too careful. Burn them all, and God will discern the righteous from the guilty.
We
Let's
cannot
be
do
fair.
that.
If we're trying to be honest, which is not necessarily what we're doing in the story, but the fact that he has a demonic book doesn't necessarily mean he's actually doing anything evil. He might be studying it. However,
Why
we can probably
why
play it
didn't-
off like he is doing something evil if we think it'll benefit us.
Why didn't he bring it to the Inquisition? And there is a good saying here, and I will quote
Sorry,
from the Holy
it's just
Scripture.
Uzulu, honesty is a tactic. All Crusades are just talking there.
let God sort them out.
Listen,
Okay.
listen.
After
This is not
they're
a
all
first world country. The same rules do not apply.
Listen, devil, right? After they're all killed, God can sort them out. Like the guilty will go to hell, the innocent will go to heaven.
Oh, who was it? That was from the Albigensian Crusade, wasn't it? It was Arnold Amaury, I think it was. I mean, someone got it was the Massacre of Beziers when the Albigensian sorry, but yeah, that was actually part of a crusade. So,
But anyway, devil.
God will sort them all
Okay.
now.
God will
It was
sort them
definitely a
out.
just crusade.
And then-
What am I
and
saying?
anyway,
It was definitely a just crusade.
Okay, devil, listen. Don't let peer pressure get to you. If you want to sneak off from the party, just roll.
Just roll. Wait, do I have to sneak? Or you guys aren't going to let me just go?
Well, you can present us your plan and your reasoning, and then
I
we
do
can
have-
decide.
I do have a plan.
But it better be a good one, and it should better involve a bribe.
You mean towards you?
Yes? Bearing in mind, Devo, I am not fond at all of the bishop. He made me sleep with the fucking peasants. I want to see that fucker burn.
Jesus, that's a really emotional reaction to having to sleep with the peasants.
Though it
I
is
have
pretty
Force
encouraging.
you to sleep in a fucking pigsty for a week or two. See if you aren't emotional.
Well, that's true.
My character doesn't really have much in the way of a reservation regarding throwing the bishop under the bus, because I've been there for a few years as a monk, and I didn't know anything about the demon book, so I feel a bit betrayed. If the Inquisition wants to go and carry him off, I'm actually
On
pretty
a
okay with it.
moment. That is a very good point. We found him in the same abbey as the demon book, and now
Yes.
he's arguing for clemency.
I walk up to one of the Inquisition guards.
Only for the monks who didn't know anything about it, just like I didn't know anything about it. You guys are willing to forgive me, you have to forgive them.
Well, we're not the Inquisition.
I walk
sure.
back up to I walk back up to the Inquisitor. What's his name?
What dice roll do I need to discern truth?
Where are we right now, anyway?
You're just
We're-
outside the Inquisition camp.
We're outside of the
Okay.
camp.
Yeah. Who's echoing? V, I suspect it's you.
I really don't know what's going on. Sometimes it echoes, sometimes it doesn't. I'll try putting the headphones. But before I did that, how do we solve this problem, Devil? Because you're not going to convince my character. If you want to sneak up, just sneak up, and then we're going to handle it. Or if you want to stay with the party, you stay with the party.
You might convince my character if you have enough money.
I don't have 100 gold, Arch. I'm sorry.
My character is still sort of pensively standing by, watching how this little social group works, because I'm mostly just here to observe. I'm not necessarily here to inquisit myself. So I'm just sort of standing by at the moment.
So you're saying the only person who's actually doing any kind of inquisitorship is V?
Yes.
Well, at the moment, and maybe I'm biding my time. You never know. Might be smarter than I look.
Like let me put it this way, Devil. If you leave, I will go to the Inquisition and report. The only reason we don't suspect you of anything is because you've been with us the whole time.
You're going to get Devo put in limited state at this rate.
And even then, I at the very least have started slightly suspecting you.
That's true, isn't it? Even though you know that I'm not anything bad. Okay.
No is such a hard word. So, decisive.
Yeah, what is truth anyway?
Precisely.
It's true. All right. Well, unless I'm going to railroad my own character out of his personality, I would have to go back. So if I have to sneak, I will attempt to sneak.
Okay.
I'm going to try and sneak a horse and ride off.
What, just in the middle of the market?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's our cart. I can take a horse off.
Yeah, but what I mean, it's not something that's very stealthy.
Well,
We
I guess
might be
if he
suspicious
does
if
it
we
really
wander
fast,
off and take our horses.
I guess if he does it really fast while we're distracted, we might see him, but we wouldn't be able to stop him.
That's true. Okay, guys, I'm going shopping. I'm going to take a horse, okay? I'll see you later.
Yay, more shopping.
Roll for lie detection.
That's your job. If you want to see if he's lying, you can do.
Okay, fine, Devo. You can go shopping.
Hold on, because I'm very skeptical about this.
Is it perception or is it investigation?
I think it would be insight, actually.
Oh, insight. Sorry, yeah, that's what I mean.
I did perception to see him sneaking off. I'm blind as a bat.
Ah,
I'm busy admiring my new bag of gold coins.
All right.
isn't
well,
he lying to us before he does it, though? So insight would be what we need to roll.
Dev, you're gonna have to make a persuasion check, mate.
All right.
And Arch, I guess you could also roll insight because you rolled.
Shit.
Yeah, Arch, you can try an insight if you want.
I'll give it a go as well. I have plus to insight.
Don't you have something
Oh,
else
shit.
you could offer me, Devo? Like eternal servitude
By
or
every server in
something?
the chat's like, don't let them go fucking shopping again. My dude, I'm not in control of that. If these guys choose to go shopping, what am I supposed to do? You know?
Arch, if you like, I have no problem doing this. I will, in fact, be your actual manservant. Pledge to the House of Arch if you'll come along with me.
I won't come along, but I'm offering to ignore you.
You've just successfully snuck away.
Okay.
Okay, then I'm gone.
How long until we realize his absence? Like 1 hour, 2 hours?
I think Devo was lying to me.
I love the fact that the massive black man just sneaks away from a party that were all totally aware he was there.
I think I would like to
On
go
a
back to
horse.
the Chief Inquisitor's house.
Yeah. I guess this would take after a while. Like we notice that he's not coming back, so we should like say, well, hour passed or something.
Yeah, you can wait for an hour around the market if you want.
Yeah, and then we go back to the Inquisition.
I
Okay.
turn to V and go like, "Good friend V. I'm
Yes, my
starting
lord.
to suspect that fat Negro that's been hanging around us. I don't know why. I have a feeling."
That is very ominous, my lord. Good of you to have noticed.
I think
Okay,
we should report him for heresy, just to be sure.
Absolutely,
the fact that his
my
rainbow
lord.
hair disappeared last episode kind of gave me a cause for concern as well.
So what is it you're actually doing?
We're going
He
back
has
to the
been-
Inquisition.
He has
Come
been
on,
acting creepy. Yes, well, we'll go back to the Inquisition.
Okay. You arrive at the gates of their camp, and the guards say that Inquisitor Hort is not receiving any more guests for the remainder of the day.
We have an urgent message for Inquisitor Hort.
He doesn't care.
Would you like to relay it to him?
No.
In that case, we have an urgent message for you, the camp guard. Congratulations.
Well, he's a penitent knight, and he's just told you he doesn't care. So
Well, that's
he's got a remarkably sort of stony look on his face. If it's going to come down to a staring contest, you're probably not best equipped for it.
Roll
Now,
for
my
staring.
staring contest is thusly: one of our party members, being a secret heretic, has run off to warn the bishop about the encroaching Inquisition. You will be responsible for anything that happens in this den of heretical heathens.
The guard just stares straight ahead and ignores you.
Okay, whatever.
Ask him for his name.
I don't
Ask
think an
him for
intimidation roll is going to be the right solution here.
Do
just
you
before
want me to
anyone-
ask him for his badge?
Yes, precisely.
What is your name, soldier?
He ignores you.
Well, even with a 20 on performance.
that's a hell of a performance check, and I'm sure it's very impressive.
It's actually a 21 persuasion, but okay.
You didn't roll a persuasion check. Next time, maybe. But
He just breaks that into interpretive dance while he asks it.
Yeah, he just carries on staring straight ahead.
Well, if they're not interested, they're not interested. Not my
I
problem.
roll to remember his face. I am remarkably vindictive.
You can.
Well, you
remember the
got
guy's
history.
face
Well,
if
hold
you
on.
know.
I will look at him. Like I stare at him for a long while, and I say, "I'm really good with faces. The next time I see Inquisitor Horst, if this had any negative consequences, I will be able to accurately point who you are." And I will roll an intimidation check.
At this point, we're just doing this for spite. He's not going to back down.
Yes, but I am, as I mentioned, rather spiteful.
Fair enough.
Hang on a sec.
I guess we could go and get one of those portrait painters that sit on the streets.
This entire episode is going to be about remembering this guy's face.
I'm starting to think that this is like that British people, the guards, that just don't want to talk to you and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's almost like he's got orders.
Yeah, but this would be like going up to one of those guards and going, "So, I have crucial information that the queen is about to get murdered," and them going like, "Yeah, I don't really care about the queen.
I have orders, yeah.
I'm just a fucking temp. I just stand here."
I've got a Sargon's Crusade drinking game. Check out these rules.
An alternative would be for me to start casting spells in front of him if you want.
Oh, Discordia showed me this, yeah.
Maybe. Is there any reason not to?
The Inquisitor knows I can cast spells.
If you have a look at the bottom of that image in the bottom right, there's a little picture of Wendy with some candles around it.
Oh, is there? I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I even have a spell that he would...
Oh yeah, there is.
No, bad V.
If you want, I can silence him and we can beat the living shit out of him and no one would hear.
He's not saying anything, V.
No. He's not saying now, but once I start hitting him, I'm pretty sure he will.
He's not the only guard around.
Take a shot when V tries to do something.
Actually, I'm going to turn to Uzalu and I'll ask him, do you have any way of entering the camp, considering they're the ones who sent you here to observe?
Now, I would know this, but I'm out of game, don't know this. So, Sargon, what should I say there?
No, you don't have any way of entering.
Okay, well,
In that case, I will simply tell V no.
I look back at the guard and I say, fine, when does the Inquisitor allow visitors?
He ignores you.
I'm not fine. We
You know
could
what?
kill him.
We could, honestly.
I mean,
be
we'd have
fair,
to wipe
if
out the
we-
entire
if
camp,
we
and we'd be
start
doing
beating
that.
him, he will take us in front of the Inquisitor.
V, point at the man and do you use booming voice and scream heretic for a few minutes?
I think anything you try to do to this guy is going to undermine the reason we're here.
Finally, someone works out.
Yeah, but he's a heretic.
Well, the penitent knight is a heretic.
Yes, he is clearly standing in the way of apprehending heretics, ergo, he is the heretic.
Ergo, the transitive property, he becomes the heretic.
No, I'm just dropping it. It seems that the powers that be do not want us to penetrate the
Does
sanctity
feel
of
like
the
the powers
Inquisition.
that be want to protect Dio, doesn't it? We should probably go back to the monastery and kill them ourselves. I mean, one old man.
I would agree with you, but considering there's like over 10 monks, I don't think we can, because they have really good stats.
Again, let me just remind you that if we were to care about truth, there's a good chance he hasn't actually done anything wrong except not reporting the book.
That is something wrong, Uzulu. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, but nothing beyond. I mean, is that enough for us to just go there and wantonly murder him
Yes.
and his
Heretical
people?
book.
If you think so, fine.
Well, the innocents will stand aside once we tell them that they're harboring a heretic.
Possibly. I mean, we're literally talking about killing the only guy that's given us any hospitality during this entire series.
Hospitality.
Let's just do our thing.
Could we burn down the abbey? What was it made of?
Hold on a second. Why don't we try and find Dev and convince him that if we kill the guy, he can have the abbey?
I'm just going to be the new
Do you
bishop.
think it's within your power to give the abbey away?
No, but it's not within our power to start killing bishops either. But we're
Well,
talking
that's not
about
true.
doing
You
it.
could- You could technically kill the bishop.
Yeah, I mean, that is within our power, Uzulu.
Yeah, but it's only as legitimate as saying you're in charge now.
I agree. I agree. There's no legitimacy to it. You're being locked
Yeah,
up.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Randomly murdering a bishop.
But we have a reason. We have an excuse.
We also have time to ruminate on it
Ruminate.
and to report it, maybe.
We
I mean,
have
we're
reported
trying.
it.
Okay,
Well,
so
we
are
haven't.
you guys basically just standing around the market bickering with each other?
Yes.
Yeah.
If,
Essentially.
if you are, we'll do what Dev's doing, right? Dev.
We bet in front of a half hour. Meanwhile,
Dev, right.
Okay.
So you want to head back to the monastery.
I would like to stop maybe a hill or two before the monastery and just see what I can see from long distance, see if there's any kind of commotion.
Okay, well, it takes you about 2 hours to get back to the monastery. No, there's nothing really going on outside of it. I mean, you can see one of the monks just tending to the garden outside the front. The rest of it just seems normal. You know, you can see smoke coming out of fires, like, you know, cooking fires and stuff like that. It's just normal. Just be life as usual.
Heresy hides best in plain sight.
I would have thought that maybe they would have started evacuating. I mean, I know that they don't know it's coming, but I mean, maybe the bishop would be paranoid enough to, at this point, have noticed that the other two books are gone.
True heretics do not think they've done anything wrong.
Arch, you're not here.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Based on my years there, would I know if they would be mad enough at me to be hostile now, because I did leave, and that one monk did in fact confront me and said, "I can't believe you're leaving the cause at a time like this."
I mean, they might be mad at you, but like they're not going to kill you or something.
All right, if there's no danger of me actually dying from them, I'm just going to ride up to the monastery then.
You don't have a horse. You've had to run.
I thought I took my horse. Okay, I guess I'm running. I'll run up to the monastery.
But yeah, you can see one of the monks called Brother Lauren outside. You can see him tending the garden. As you approach, he looks up and says, "Where have you been?"
I tell him that I need to speak to the bishop right away.
And he says, "Well, what's wrong?"
I can only tell the bishop.
Wow, way to make yourself look not guilty. Okay. Well, he just says, "Well, the door's open. He's in his study as usual."
All right, I'm going to go run in with as much haste as I can, run upstairs, and go to his door.
Okay. I didn't do the upper story, did I?
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, don't worry about that then.
Okay, so this is a wispy voice on the wind that you're not actually hearing. Are you sure you want to head in there on your own?
Yeah, I'm completely fine with this.
All right. I mean, if he's a demon and he eats you, just have fun with the new character, I guess.
I don't think I'm going to be eaten.
How to piss off.
Right. So you're standing outside of his study. Are you knocking on the door? Are you?
Yes.
Okay. You hear a voice from inside. Who is it?
It's the monk Devo.
Mm-hmm. What can I do for you? What are you doing here?
I have to speak to you immediately. It's important.
Okay, he says go in.
So I'm going to go in.
He's sat at his desk, just working. Just, he's got a quill in one hand. He's got presumably his thesis in front of him that he's working on. He's got piles of books around him.
Is there anybody else, or is it just him?
It's just him.
Okay. I'm just going to say straight away. First of all, I'll slam the door shut behind me dramatically.
Okay.
And then I'm going to come up to him in a frenzied stance and say, "The Inquisition is coming."
He's looking and goes, "Why?"
For you.
Why would they be coming for me?
Somehow, and I don't know how, I've just heard rumors of this in the marketplace, and I saw
enough of this.
And I saw the Inquisition forces moving out towards the Abbey. Somehow they know about some kind of demon book that you have.
Okay, how's your lying ability?
I don't know, but it's the only thing I have. So
Okay, well, you better make a persuasion roll.
To be fair, he has no idea, so it could be true.
Yeah, but Dev might be an obvious liar.
looks like I'm not very persuasive.
Dev literally shits himself.
So, Dev, you make up a fanciful story, and the bishop's just like, "I don't believe you. Why would they be sending, like, I don't know, however many soldiers here?"
But mentioning the demon book surely would get his attention.
I'm going to point at the thesis and say, "Listen, once you are done with this thesis, we all have a basic idea, all of us working here, what the thesis is about. Once you are done with this thesis, what are we going to do with it?"
Share it with the world to make the world a better place.
Do you think the Inquisition would be happy with you if you did this?
I think they won't be able to argue my proofs.
Maybe not, but what if they come here and stop it before it even begins?
Then that would be bad, but I don't think they have the right to do that. I am, after all, the bishop of this abbey. I report directly to the Archbishop of Penderley, who reports directly to the Patriarch. The Inquisition can't just come here and do what they like.
I mean, I feel like this would already have come up, but surely mention of the demon book would get him thinking. And if he doesn't have the demon book anymore,
He didn't mention the demon book.
He
I
did.
thought
he,
Dev
he-
did.
he said it
Oh, did
when.
he?
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
mentioned
I
hearing
did,
a rumor
actually.
about the demon
I,
book.
I'm mentioning hearing a rumor about him possessing a book, and that
Oh,
the
but yeah, but
Inquisition had-
he thinks you're lying.
Oh, okay, all
You
right.
are lying.
Well,
I
you
mean,
could
I
just
guess
say,
technically.
well, I'm not going to give you advice because I'm not there.
Yeah, you're not there, so shush.
How can he think he's lying if he has a demon book that's actually missing?
Because
He
he's
could
still
just have
obviously
balls of
lying. Because he is actually lying. What he said isn't true.
Yeah, I'm lying about how I heard about the book, not about the book's existence.
Wow, that's a different conversation.
Yes.
Um,
Okay, so he's not convinced. I'm just gonna say, listen, if you don't, if like leave and at least get the monks out of here, that everyone's going to die. I'm trying to save the people who live in this abbey.
Traditionally, convincing them that there is a danger comes before convincing them what to do about the danger.
I thought you weren't there, Easley.
So did I, but I don't know.
Okay, so sorry, say what did you want to say to him again, Dev?
I wanted to say that if he doesn't, leave and have all the monks leave, that they're going to die, and that I want to save their lives. I'm not here to just be an asshole or just be a scaremonger. I want to save people's lives.
He puts his pen down and gets up from his desk and walks around and puts his arm over your shoulder and says, "Look, I don't know what's happening, but you seem remarkably disturbed by last night's events. But everything's fine, I promise you. There's really nothing to worry about. We're not all going to die. We have protection from the Archbishop. Everything is fine. What you should do is go back to your work."
Maybe we should go to the Archbishop, Arch. I mean, you know the guy.
Maybe we should go to the
It's not the same guy.
It's a different archbishop.
Yeah, it's the Archbishop Pendley.
Let me see. Let me check my skills here. I definitely can't intimidate him. I have -1.
Floor him with the
And
power.
he's your boss?
Oh, yes. Beat the shit out of him and save him by force.
Okay, I think
Knock some sense into him.
Hey, Chad, you know what I'd do if I was there? I'd just say,
You
listen, I
guys,
know about
the
the
people
book.
who are not here, be quiet, please.
The chat. What?
I have a feeling that regardless of what happens here, he's not going to be my boss for much longer. Like the party's going to move on, or I'm going to be kicked out, or I'm going to die. Something's going to happen.
Well, I guess if you've got that attitude, probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I can't intimidate. I'm just gonna ask him. Okay. How about this?
Kill the communist.
I'm not going to okay, violence is a last resort.
Not against communists.
Especially with my character.
You'll save.
I'm going to
Tens of millions.
Right, shush, voices on the wind.
I'm going to say, okay, so obviously you didn't believe me when I mentioned the details of everything that I heard at the marketplace. I'm going to sit on the chest that contained the demon book. I'm just going to say, just out of curiosity, what's in this chest?
I did tell you I found it in the chest, Devo, you metagaming little
Oh, that's right. I guess you didn't. But
Yeah.
filthy.
it's the only place it would be in the room.
You know
because...
what? For the sake of the conversation, I told him while we were on the way to the
But-
Inquisition.
I'm sabotaging Devo's action.
Either way, none of you are there, so be quiet before I mute you.
Also, Dev bookshelves. Sorry, I'm done.
Right, so you're sitting on the chest, are you, Dev?
Yes, I'm just going to say, what's in this chest, by the way?
He just looks at you and says personal belongings. You can make an insight roll if you want to see if he's lying.
All right.
Wow. He's got quite a smooth demeanor, but he looks slightly unnerved.
I'll ask him again, just with a slightly different tone of voice. What's in the chest?
He repeats in a slightly more firm tone of voice. Personal belongings. Now, Acolyte, go about your business.
Okay. I mean, the door is closed. If I were to like sneak attack club this guy, what would my chances? Can I check that out? What's the roll?
What are you asking me?
If I could
What are my
incapacitate
chances of
him.
killing my boss?
Or at least
The
knocking him out.
Bishop
I don't
of
want
the
to kill
Abbey.
him. I do want to knock him out, though.
But I don't know. What are your chances?
Kill the communist.
Let's see. Well, what role would that be? To check like his health or whatever in a combat situation. Is that also perception?
You can't do. I mean, if you want to make a perception check, he's unharmed. So
Okay. Oh, so I can't actually see.
no, you can't see how many hit points he's got. No.
Okay. While I'm the chest is right beside the desk, isn't it?
Well, near enough, yeah.
Okay. While we're talking and I'm noticing he is unnerved, I'm going to try and swipe the thesis.
Well, okay.
Fuck, I got a 10. God damn it.
Okay, well. Yeah. He's as you reach out to grab it, and he's quicker than you would think given his age, and he just grabs your wrist and says, "What are you doing?"
I just put one finger on the thesis and say, I think all of this hard work, like I'm poking the thesis, is going to go to waste unless you don't have some kind of backup plan here.
He looks at you very intently in the eye and says, "I don't know what you're talking about. All I'm doing is preparing a thesis. This is going to improve the lives of millions of people. It's going to revolutionize our civilizations. It's going to stop all of the oppression and bring about peace and harmony."
Not if you're all burned at the stake and your work never gets to see the light of day.
Why would we be burned at the stake?
I mean, he already doesn't believe me, but I mean, it's just that I know what's going to happen. I've seen them moving out of the camp. I've just come back from the camp outside of Penderley, and I've seen them moving out, and I've heard the rumors about this place. They're coming here. That's why I think you're going to be burned at the stake.
He says to you, if the Inquisition were to do something, there is a formal procedure they'd have to follow. He doesn't think that the Inquisition are coming.
Yeah, I know. God damn it.
He says, "I am the bishop here."
That was the main thing I wanted to convince him of. All right. I've seen, I think, 3 super chats now that say knock him out. So, and you know what? I think it is coming to that. So I'm going to attack with my stick, and hopefully.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You plan to bludgeon the old man unconscious? Is that?
Yes. I don't want to kill him, but I do want him to at least be knocked out for a moment.
Okay.
All right. Here I go.
I guess you can. Roll initiative, I suppose.
Oh, initiative. Oops.
Well, yeah.
All right. I got a 9.
Dev gets into combat with an old man.
I don't feel good about it.
Well, you sound like you feel good about it. Look at you laughing.
Okay, well, out of character, I'm sure I'm having a great time.
Right, so you got a 9, did you?
Yes.
Okay. He notices you reach for your staff, and he goes, "Strike you." What's your armor class?
15.
Okay, he hits you once. He hits you twice. He hits you 3 times.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. One sec. Right, you take 15 points of damage as he pummels the shit out of your face.
Oh, wow. I'm now at 2 HP. Jesus.
Wait, with his fist? He did that with his fist? What?
Yes, he did that with his fist.
I'm going to assume this guy is significantly higher level.
Yeah, it's your turn. You're standing like face to face with him. So
All right. Let's see. What do I got here?
Ritual is needs to make Karl Marx the monk happen.
Karl Marx the monk.
basically, I mean, well, as you're struggling to figure out what to do after being punched in the face 3 times, he says, "Just put
Yeah.
your staff down."
Yeah, I guess. I was hoping to get like the first strike, but okay. I'll be like, yeah, I'm just gonna. If he's allowing me to walk away, I will walk away, because I don't think without the first strike, I don't think I can take this guy out in one go. So I will.
Do you
in
have
fact.
any idea what level this guy is?
No, but I do know that if he just hit me with 3 unarmed strikes,
Yes.
and I presume he is also a monk, and it was 15 damage, I can kind of, based on my own character sheet, guess what level he might be at,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be higher than mine.
Yes.
To be fair, Devo's frustration with Sargon's NPCs is completely understandable. We almost beat the shit out of a guard ourselves.
He is your boss, and he's telling you to go back to work, and instead you reach for your weapon.
And you know what that is, from his point of view, that's completely fair. So
yes, that's completely fucking fair.
I'm not.
Holy
I'm
shit.
This
Okay,
is like a solo shot first type of scenario. Like, how on earth did he do
B,
that?
you just stole that from the Skype chat for this game.
You're such a thief.
Art just got done typing that.
Jealous,
Strong, doesn't it?
jealous of my jokes.
I get that it being said is better than not if it's a good joke, but I'm also going to say, because it's just as funny to point out that you stole it than it is to make the joke.
So it's a joke appropriation, is it? Is this what you're going with?
V, if that was the only thing you appropriated, maybe people wouldn't think about it.
Are you trying to imply that every form of theft is equal to cultural appropriation in importance?
Not to
All right.
mention, do we need any more evidence? This guy is so on edge that Devo grabbing his stick with both hands makes him instantly go, "Help!"
Yeah,
Voice
there's
of
also that.
satisfaction
He didn't
with Arthur.
even think to go like, "Devo, what are you doing?" He would immediately fucking attack. This guy's a cold-blooded killer.
Right, so Dev, do you want to put your staff down?
Yeah, I'll take his offer.
Right.
Of,
You put the staff on the desk, and he folds his hands back into his robes and says, "I'm sorry that had to happen. I don't know what's gotten into you, but I promise you everything will be fine. I think you and V should go back around about your duties, and you don't have to worry."
I nod. I'll apologize and I'll leave.
He says,
with
"Don't,
blood
you know,
coming out.
all is forgiven. I'll see you at the sacrament this evening."
Just got done bludgeoning your face, now he's forgiving you. Aren't you glad?
Oh, before I
This
leave,
is the clearest case of fucking wife beater complex I have ever seen in my life.
All I can imagine, right, is
Threaten the fucking man.
okay.
all I can imagine is Devo going into his room, and then it's like after 5 minutes comes out blood from his nose, limping out as he walks in shame.
I mean, this is literally like, "She spoke to me badly."
He was going to attack him.
Before I leave,
Woman, I have forgiven you. I will even drive you to the hospital when you fall down the stairs again.
Listen, the bishop broke the NAP. It's settled.
It's not even that. It's almost like how did he know that like a stick is not necessarily a weapon? It can be like a walking stick or something like that. It's not a sword, you know.
Because I don't know whether you've ever like been in a situation where someone's about to fight you, but their body language tells you that they want to fight.
Even there, would your first reaction be go for the face?
Yeah, punch the fuck out of them. Yeah,
Like,
as hard as you can to make sure they're not going to keep fighting you. And lo and behold, Dev goes, you know what? Maybe this is a fight that I'm outmatched in. And he puts down his stick and then goes like a good boy.
Sargon
I've got some art here that I'll share before I do my next
Go
move.
ahead, bud.
Can I just say, it
First
seems
one
like the
is-
bishop is more effective with his hands than that Sargon was with that massive hammer. This is why I don't like levels in RPGs.
no, Sir
There's-
John killed Devil in one attack.
Yeah, it was 23.
Creepy ass
He
fucking
used
man
all
just
his
beat the
cooldowns and
shit out
took
of a
down a
massive
lot of
demon.
Devo's health. This guy used 3 punches and took down almost all of it.
Well, that was a cooldown. That was a monk cooldown, though.
Oh, was it? That's a
Yeah.
bit different.
Yeah, it's a monk special power thing. So
Okay.
Yeah, I can do it too. I can do 3 strikes in a turn. But yeah. So this is Arch's glory cake. This is fair.
This is fair.
And then the next one is my fight. That's pretty much how it went. All right, let's get rid of this.
So it's like binary surfer. So what you're saying is shifty black guys get beaten by authority figures for no reason, even in fictional universes.
Yep,
Look, I'm saying that he was reaching for a weapon.
precisely. He was fucking reaching for something. I am fully
This is the time to unionize with the other monks who also got beaten, you know.
Oh, God,
and
Monk Lives Matter. No,
Monk Lives
the other
Matter,
monks
yeah.
talk about raising a hand to the bishop. Jesus Christ.
it's like I didn't do nothing. You know, you come out of the room and the other monks, what happened to you? I didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing.
did do nothing.
Right, so
Okay,
Dev,
yeah.
what are you doing?
Saint Michael of the hoodie.
I was going to apologize, and I was going to say, listen. At least make a copy of the thesis and put it somewhere safe, somewhere not in the abbey, and do it as soon as you can. I know it sucks. Maybe just make like a Cliff Notes version, but some way so that if something ever happens to this place, your work will live on somehow.
I think you were beyond the point of wanting to give a last little piece of advice when you reached for your weapon.
The bishop. No, the bishop is forgiving, and he says, "You know, I understand your concern, but have faith in God, and everything will work out. I promise."
Also, shouldn't you be lisping? Your faith is broken.
You are bleeding from the mouth, so yes.
Yeah. All right, so I'll leave. There seems to be no way to actually save these
As you
people.
walk out the corridor, you see a couple of the acolytes, like wide-eyed, staring at your broken face. And is there anything you want to say to them?
Tell them that you fell down the stairs.
I'm going to pat them on the
Just say
shoulder.
Racist.
Racist.
Yeah.
I can't
He hates
believe
me because
this.
I'm black.
I'll just gonna pat them on the shoulders and I'll say, "Good luck, guys."
Don't cross the bishop. Okay. What are you doing after that?
You know, you can sue dissent in the monks.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm here to save their lives, I guess I could try to do that. Do you think my persuasion roll would work this time? I'm not very persuasive.
It depends
I'm
who
not
you're
there.
side of what.
Yeah,
I'm entirely convinced it'll work this time.
it's not. I have. Let me check out my stats here for a minute. It's
Do you know how long
minus
it would
1.
take to work through the stages of convincing them that wouldn't involve them just telling the bishop that you're saying something suspicious? It would take you months.
Yeah, and you know what? He's already forgiven me. I think if he hears me talking about it again, he's probably just gonna get really fucking mad. Right? I'm going to exit the abbey. I'm just going to leave.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
As you walk out, the monk who's there looks at your face and says, "What happened?"
Racism.
He steps up, he puts down his gardening tools and says, seriously, what happened? Should we treat your face?
He didn't even take you seriously. This is true racism.
I would actually appreciate
experiences
having
of the minority is marginalized.
I would actually appreciate having my face being treated, if that would mean I'm not on 2 HP.
Yeah, get the guy who's just been doing a lot of gardening with dirt to treat your face.
They don't know about hygiene in this world.
No, they don't. That's the problem.
Germ theory doesn't exist yet.
Just rub some dirt in it, you'll be fine.
Yeah, he takes you into the abbey and gets some clean water and cloths and starts patting down your face to try and clean it of the blood. And while he's doing that, he said, "So, would you like to tell me what happened?"
The stairs are racist.
I will repeat the story that I told
Thank
the
you,
bishop
Commander
to.
96.
I'll repeat the story that I told the bishop to the monk, but not in a tone of voice that means that I'm trying to convince him of a life or death situation. Just that I feel defeated that I can't stop what I perceive to be a life or death situation.
What is it exactly you want to tell the guy? Sorry.
From the rumors about the book and the Inquisition coming and the bishop not really seeming to care that much and just being like everything will be fine, and then I tried to get into a fight with him over it, and I obviously lost the fight, and I just wanted to help everybody. That's all. I just wanted to make sure that no one here died.
Okay. When you tell him about the demonic book, the monk he pauses and he says, "Well, what? I've not heard anything about this. What are you talking about?"
I haven't heard anything about it either, but there's rumors going around the Inquisition camp down in the marketplace that there's a book here and that they're coming for it.
Do you mean the bishop's thesis?
No, it sounded more like a black demon leather book that glowed like with heat when you touched it. I wouldn't know that obviously, but that's the rumor.
I wasn't holding it for ages and about to open the thing. You can make another persuasion check.
All right, I'll give it a go.
Wouldn't this be a deception check? I think the one earlier should have been as well.
Is that not the same skill?
They're both charisma. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then fair enough.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize there was a separate deception one.
You might have a bonus for deception. Though.
I have -1 in both of them, so I don't think it matters.
Good luck.
In practice, it doesn't.
Yeah, but yeah, make a deception check then. Sorry, I didn't realize it was a separate thing.
Nope.
Well, let's see.
God damn it.
Yeah, the monk. I mean, he just relaxes based on the strength of the absurdity of your story and says, "I'm sure this is just the usual peasant rumors. I'm sure that none of this will come. I mean, the Inquisition can't just do what they want. There are rules to follow. We would hear about it if we were the subject of an inquisition."
Do I know if that's actually the truth of the way the Inquisition works?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. All right.
There's a formal process to go through to initiate one.
All right. I'll thank him.
Okay. Yeah, he finishes cleaning up your face. And says you should probably just get some rest. You probably don't need to do your duties for the rest of the day. Just get some rest and relax. Everything will be okay. The problem with the other monk, who stole the thesis, has been solved. He's been punished. It's okay.
How has he been punished?
He's been lashed.
Jesus.
A devilish laugh floats by on the wind.
Where is he now?
He's recovering in bed.
All right.
I want to go to him and say, "I did this."
Are you going to be Bane in the jail?
But yeah, okay. So, what do you want to do?
I figure if I'm just going to spend the rest of the evening healing up, and I'll do that.
Okay. Right. The rest of the party, what are you guys doing?
Have we decided on whether or not we should persecute Devo for his lack of judgment yet?
My lord, it is up to your wisdom.
Man, I plan to win more of those roles. I had an actual plan.
Listen, if my character knew what I did in real life, his behavior towards Devo and the bishop would be quite significantly different than it probably will be.
So you guys are still at the markets. Anything you want to do?
Well, I'm concerned about the book, and I think the right thing to do would be to go to the Inquisition. My character, obviously. But if we can't get in, we'll have to bide our time, try and figure out something else to do in the meantime until we can get in to see the Inquisitor.
That's true. And so
My
what's
lord,
that?
was not a king you wanted to talk with.
Well,
We still have the book, right? So eventually he's going to notice. So we don't have necessarily unlimited time.
You don't
Wait,
have
what
the book.
do
You
we
gave it
have?
to the
We gave
Inquisition.
him the books.
Oh, did I miss that bit?
Did you give both books? Because there was one that wasn't heretical.
We gave both.
When did that? Oh, I must have missed it.
So, what do you want to do?
well, Devo is either dead or a heretic, so there is that.
Well, not yet.
As far as we're concerned, you are. As for our further plans, well, do we even want to continue bothering about the Abbey, or are we just going to go like, yeah, closed book, we go to the Inquisition, done?
The problem with my character is that he will want to find a place of worship. So if the Abbey, like he believes he probably got kicked out of the Abbey at this point. So when he can talk with the Inquisition again, he'll try to get the Inquisitor to at least give him a recommendation to another place of worship. But until then, he is willing to do whatever you want.
Well, to be honest with you, like, there's no particular reason that you should think you've been kicked out of the Abbey. Someone else has been punished. You're not under suspicion.
That's true, but my character doesn't really know that. Like for all he knows, back at the Abbey, there's like a massive questioning to see who took the book, the demon book. The Abbey is turned upside down. People are being
wasn't
lashed
you.
and stuff like that. You do have a point. Yeah.
Like, what? Your character's feeling really guilty about not doing anything.
No, I guess, yeah, I suppose my character would go back and then try to investigate how deep this heresy goes.
Now, that's an interesting thing to do, isn't it?
I'd go looking for a place to sleep, because I'm not going back there.
I reckon the last guy, the dwarf, would be willing to allow you a place to sleep.
Yeah, I'm thinking of just going fuck it and pledging to the dwarf. I was hoping to climb even further up the social ladder, but yeah.
Or Duglosian.
I get it higher.
My lord,
Duke's
don't
one
you-
below a king. That's pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, a duke's pretty good, honestly.
Yeah.
If you want, I have a spell that will ask the prophet if you should go higher or remain where you are.
Hey, but he's a religious twat. He's probably going to be like, no, be happy what you got. Fuck him.
Yeah, you could go to the king. You haven't spoken with him at all.
I could try to go to the camp of the of Duke Baratheon ripoff.
You mean Prince Emmerich?
Yeah.
I like the Lord of the Rings names better.
Okay. I don't know the Lord of the Rings names.
And yes,
But
I am
these
on
ones weren't
purpose
that
messing
funny.
up the things to trigger the fuck out of people.
Yeah, I was pretty triggered right there.
I mean, we could try that. He met us on the road and he was all giddy and shit. If I show up and like, yeah, it's the guy who beat up Sir Negan, maybe? Yeah, then give him some sub story about, you know, finding heretics, getting kicked out of my house, and now looking for a place to work.
We could try, but isn't he quite a busy guy? I mean, he came to the city for the crusade, I assume.
Yeah, but he was also a giddy little bastard, so you know, it might be worth a
Well,
shot.
we can certainly give it a check, although that might take a long time. The situation with the Abbey might develop beyond our control if we are doing that.
Meh. Abbeys, it's fine. They can burn.
I guess Dev can handle it. He's been doing well so far.
He's been doing very well
Oh,
so
yeah.
far.
I'm probably
No,
gonna wake up.
screw it.
on
Let's have a go at it. Let's at least go over to Prince Emmerich's camp and let him know that we want to talk to him. Because why not?
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on a second.
Before we do that, I want to cast my spell to give Arch Persuasion.
Good idea.
Okay, where do you want to cast it?
Well, obviously somewhere where there are no people.
You could probably find some privacy behind the latrines.
Yeah.
B, touch me gently behind the latrines.
So what spell are you casting?
It's basically enhancing mine and Arch's
Can you just put it
Persuasion.
in the chat as you usually do,
Okay.
please?
Oops.
Okay, you magic missile arch.
Why, B? Why?
Give Arch a bit of your magic missile behind the latrines.
Is that actually what you're casting on him?
No, I can't cast them. Hold on, there's something weird with my character sheet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, found it.
Okay, what spell is it you want to cast?
Enhance ability. But for some reason, there we go. And I'm obviously using the one with the persuasion.
Also charisma.
Yeah, the one with charisma.
Okay.
So basically, Arch gets advantage on charisma rolls.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, for the next hour, you have advantage on charisma rolls, Arch.
Yay.
Right, so what is it you'd like to do?
Go to Prince Emmerich's camp and announce myself.
Okay. Right, yeah, you you arrive at Prince Emmerich's camp. There are, well, it's huge. It's absolutely enormous. I mean, there are just tens of thousands of people putting up tents, sawing wood, lighting fires, doing work.
Glance over at V and go, see, now this is a dick worth sucking.
This is where the revolution begins, comrade.
So yeah, you're just sort of standing at the edge of this big camp where everyone's working.
All right, let's find the nearest footman and speak German to him.
Yeah, there are people around who look like they might be soldiers.
Hallo, ich bin gekommen, deinen Meister zu sehen.
Okay, I don't understand German, so
They're military people, Sargon. They'll speak German.
yeah, he replies something else in German back at you. But,
Well, you'll have to say it, Sargon, otherwise I can't
Destroy
understand.
he absolutely will. Let me get Google Translate up. Hang on a second. I didn't realize that. So, fine, if that's what you want. No, what are you saying to him?
I'll give him the usual spiel about Sir Arch or whatever the fuck from France. Then I ran into his master on the road and amused him with a great tale of slaying Sir Negan, the monster knight. And that we are looking for a moment of his time.
Right, okay, so you're going to lie to him repeatedly. I see.
Not lying to him. We did slay Sir Negan, the monster knight.
You didn't slay him.
Wow, let's knocked him unconscious, practically the same thing.
Practically the same thing. We're not quite as impressive.
You could just say defeat.
That would have been
Okay,
good,
fine.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, the person you're speaking to just seems to be a regular foot soldier, and so he calls over his captain, and I suppose you explain the same story against his captain.
I'll modify slay to defeat on the advice of my counsel.
The captain just kind of looks around. Okay, well, wait here, and eventually he comes back after probably about 40 minutes. He comes back with a very dark-skinned man clad in plate armor and black robes.
God damn it. Roll race realism, I guess.
If only you had me here to
Yeah.
talk to him in his own language.
Yeah, then you could have been like, "Hello, fellow Negro."
I mean, how black is he? Are we talking Mediterranean Italian here? Sub-Saharan? You know, I need to know this.
Like there's a difference, Jesus. Like Indian, sort of.
Look, if it ain't white, it ain't right. Okay.
Skin color black. That's what we're talking about. But he introduced himself as Chaplain Zabas. He is the personal chaplain of the prince. What can he do for you?
Well, that's a really good question.
Hit him with your stick.
Little chaplain prince. That is a certain amount of power. We'll do the whole spiel again. You know, Arch of France, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Met Prince on road. We've recently been put in a somewhat complicated situation. The monastery we were staying at turned out to be a den of heretical heathens, which we exposed to the Inquisition.
Okay, just to stop. You can't just go around accusing the Bishop of Penderley of being a heretic without any evidence.
Well, we have the evidence.
You don't have the evidence.
The Inquisition has the evidence.
You've given anything you had to the Inquisition, but even then, producing a demon book isn't concrete proof. I don't think.
I can start casting spells.
Like, this is like your conscience in the back of your head saying, "Is that wise?" I mean, that's like going around like Hollywood accusing people of being a rapist.
If you want,
speaking,
hashtag me too. You know.
If you want, I can start booming my voice, saying that I'm touched by the divine, and the will of the prophet is saying that this guy is a heretic.
I don't think anyone wants you to do that.
Though it would help me with my job.
It's not a lie, but okay.
It's not a lie, but it's an accusation.
I keep saying, well, I'm saying we found it. Okay, fine.
I think aspersion might be a better word, actually. It implies less evidence.
Yeah, it's actually, that's good.
Right, we uncovered a heretical artifact in our previous location of living.
Okay, well, when you mention this, the chaplain looks suddenly intense and says, well, what did you find, and where did you find it?
I'll refer him to Inquisitor Horst, as I look like a little skeptical. Like, do you have clearance for this? You know, I can't. I'm not at liberty to discuss an ongoing inquisitorial investigation.
You know, you're turning into V.
Roll for intelligence agency.
Okay, well, the chaplain just says, well, as long as the Inquisition is dealing with this, then it's not something I'll concern myself with further.
I'm sure they're on the case, but it has put us in a somewhat unfortunate position.
Which is?
Well, now we're homeless, which is sad. And to alleviate this sadness, I wanted to see if the prince was available to share tales of adventures. He seemed to like
That's
those.
maybe not the best way to open up a contract with a prince, to say we're homeless.
Well, no, because he knows we're capable and he knows we're looking for work.
Yeah, mention that we met with him on the road.
Yeah, I already have that like 3 times.
The chaplain says, I'm afraid the prince is a very busy man. It's highly unlikely he remembers you, and I'm afraid I cannot take in every rogue knight that comes my way.
Can I try to persuade him and say that I'm touched by the divine?
I mean, no, because you're just standing there. No, fuck it. Let's have a go at it.
Okay.
I'll try to persuade him that, you know, we had a grand old time telling him the tale, and we had a big burly knight in prison as we did so. I feel convinced he'd probably remember us if he would mention it to the prince. I'll try a persuasion.
Okay, go ahead.
17.
17. I mean, it's not the worst.
Okay, yeah, advantage.
Yes, the chaplain narrows his eyes somewhat and says, I will mention it to him. Where are you staying?
It's a good question, isn't it?
The Abbey.
Inn
Let's go
would you
back.
stay?
Let's say the Abbey.
We're staying at the heretical abbey.
Yeah, no, we're not staying at that. Do I know the name of like an inn nearby which I could stay at?
Yeah, there are like makeshift inns and tents.
We could stay at the dwarf.
Paid stay at.
Yes. We'll tell him I'm staying at an inn there then.
Okay, yeah, just one of the local ones. It's fine. He says, "Okay, I will summon you if the prince wishes to speak to you."
Well, we've done about what we can, so I think it's time to bow out with decorum. Thank him very much.
Yeah, he's vaguely dismissive of you and just turns around his heel and walks off.
Right, that's another one on the shit list.
Let's go to the inn.
Yeah, I'll find a room at the inn. We can
Yeah.
go back to the abbey and we can see if he gets burned.
Yep.
Can I try to perform at the inn again like I did last time?
What the fuck?
There are various sort of communal tents around that you can pay to stay in. They're a silver piece a night because everyone's extortionate at the moment.
That's fine. I'll pay.
Wow. You'll pay, will you?
Thanks, Arch.
Okay, fine. V, you'll pay. I'm paying for myself, Ursula. You're sleeping outside.
I look at him bewildered, and it's like, but my lord, you're the noble. You're the one who has the money.
V, how do you think I got all of this money?
But my lord, I am confused. I am a mere acolyte. I am a man of the cloth. Why
I
would you
pat
assume
his
that I
head
have...
gently and go like, yes, I know you're confused, little one. It's because you keep giving away your money.
Would you
Right,
gentlemen
so
like
are you guys paying like 3 silver pieces or what?
Yes.
No, I'm paying for myself.
We're currently arguing over that fact.
Okay, well, instead of arguing over that fact, why don't you pay first and then figure out how that's being divided afterwards?
Because we won't be able to agree. Whoever pays
Precisely.
it is going to end up paying it.
I'll give the steward a quote for myself.
I will give him for myself as well.
Okay.
I spawned without any money.
Did you?
Uzulu sleeps
Didn't
outside.
you get the money from creating your character?
I will pay for Uzulu.
Either we never talked about it or I wasn't aware of it.
Oh, well.
How much should I
That's
be
a lesson
given?
learned, isn't it?
I paid
Well,
for you.
this is my 3rd ever game of D&D.
God damn it.
Lessons
This
get
is the
learned pretty
problem
quickly.
with poor people. They're like, I haven't actually done any work, but I'd like to sleep inside.
No. Uzulu, I will give you some money. Let me just look up your character class.
Then he has to. See, now he's relying on
I
charity.
thought I had given him money. I didn't realize I didn't.
If you
Sorry,
keep
it's
giving
literally-
money to beggars, Sargon, remember, if you teach a man to fish,
That's true.
I think it says right here that paladins start with 5d4 times 10 gold pieces.
Okay.
Is that
Sorry, was that 5d20 times 10? Okay, fantastic.
That does sound about right. Hang on a second.
Really,
5d4?
my dear lad, didn't the two of us start with something like 25 fucking copper together or something?
Okay, I'm gonna
You
check.
thought
that.
it was about gold.
Now I have to go and get the manual, which fuck's sake, I haven't got it on this computer.
Can we deal with this after the campaign, and I'll just pay for Uzulu now, unless Uzulu wants to buy something else.
I'm looking at the paladin class on the wiki that we use, and it doesn't mention money.
Well,
It
I
might
guess
be
you
at
don't
your
get
discretion.
anything. Okay, just have 10 gold pieces. Put that on your character sheet. That's your money.
5
Yay.
string, 4 stem, leather belt.
But yeah, minus a silver piece, I guess. But, right, okay, yeah, you have a berth in the inn for the evening, in the communal inn.
Lovely.
Can I try to perform like last time?
Okay. It's not a tavern.
No, I'll just start singing a religious song in front of my tent. And I'm a man in the cloth. It wouldn't be that weird.
Go ahead.
Let me see where it is. Performance. There we go.
All right, well, yeah, you lead quite a rousing rendition of a hymn. By the end of it, you've got a crowd of about, say, 10, 15 people who are all singing along with you, and it's a pretty fantastic performance. Good job.
Arch, play your horn.
At the end, I try to persuade them to donate to the Inquisition because they keep us safe from demonic forces and other entities.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry to bring this back up, but chat's just told me that it comes from the background, the money, and the background I have gives me 20 GP.
Oh, does it?
Yes, it does.
Oh, does it really?
Yes.
Does it
So
really?
I'll just up that to 19 gold and 99 silver.
Okay, fine.
Excellent. Thank you, chat.
That's fine.
So at the end of the performance, I ask the people to go to when they have time to go to the Inquisition and donate because they keep us safe from demonic forces and they will help us win this crusade.
Okay, that's quite wise actually. Well done. Okay, yeah. After your performance, people, carry on about their daily routine. You were performing for about half an hour.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Jesus, that was top performance.
Yeah, it was really good, V. Like you're making a name for yourself as those sort of those Islamic preachers when they're giving their sermons and they go and start singing halfway through.
Yeah.
Kind of what you're doing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And after that, I was like, no, don't give me money. Give it to the Inquisition.
Archie must be screaming at that point.
I would just like to remind V that a few moments ago he asked me why I had lots of money, why I was the noble.
Yes, Ash, but I don't have titles to throw around. I actually need to be in a meritocratic
If you could
world.
keep like a couple of silver pieces, V, or maybe earn some occasionally, maybe you could get one.
Don't worry, Arch. Don't worry about it. I'll be holding on to mine.
Yes,
I
good.
actually need to do actions in order for people to recognize me, and I think this might carry some weight if 10 people go to the Inquisition. Oh yeah, there was this preacher, and this told me
Yeah,
to give
he
him
didn't
money.
give us his name or anything, but we saw him over there. He was a scraggly motherfucker.
With
That
a
is-
crossbow.
I will give them my name, Sargon, if that's possible. Just say Karl Heinrich asked you to, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, you can do that.
Shouldn't you be the one speaking in German?
V, you're speaking in German from now on.
With a name like that.
Right. So it's it's like 1 p.m. What are you doing?
Well,
Siesta?
yes. I don't
Could
know. I
do, I
really
suppose.
want to spend time here until tomorrow so that you get the messenger from the king.
Well, we don't know if he's going to contact us yet, but I mean, out of character, I'm assuming we'd wait for Devo to come back and go like, yeah, Bishop beat my ass.
Unless
we
you
could go
on
like,
the
yeah, we know Devo.
monastery, that's also fine.
Then we could go, Devo, you're on 2 hit points. How much money do you have? Answer carefully.
Okay, so Dev, are you spending the night at the monastery? Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to sleep it off.
Okay. Okay, you gain 1 plus your Constitution modifier and hit points.
All right. Let me check. Let me look that up.
Shouldn't he get also a little bit extra because the monk healed him?
No, but he doesn't get infected. If that helps.
Yeah, no, we don't really have a clear purpose. Let's just have a rest, regain our hit points, and
Yeah.
be happy.
Yeah,
I'm now at
you can
4
take a
HP.
long rest if you want.
Well, no, that's like
I
a
will
week,
keep
isn't it?
performing
Yeah, it is.
basically and just constantly send people to the Inquisition to donate.
It's creepy of you, V.
Well, I'm a religious person. I'm allowed to be creepy.
Yeah, to be fair, that's not really that creepy. I mean, it's. I mean, you probably could choose a less ominous church to try, or like a religious sect to try and to help. But I mean, helping the Inquisition is not verboten or anything.
Yeah, I know, which is
Well.
why I assume most people don't do it. So when I will help it, they will probably notice it.
Do you really want to take a long rest? Is anybody heavily hurt?
I am.
Well, is anybody else heavily hurt?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Yeah, let's. We're passing the night, Sargon. We're just
Okay.
sleeping.
Well, in the morning, yeah. Dev, you wake up with all the rest of the monks. You have a daily routine to do if you wish to do it.
The beaten
right.
slave returns to work.
I don't plan to stay here for much longer, but I will go about. I'm not telling anybody that, obviously, but I will go about my daily routine so far. Does my routine take me outside at all?
Yeah, you've got to, clean out the beehives and stuff like this.
Oh, they have beehives?
Yeah, and you're infected.
How else do you think they make mead?
Well, that's true, I guess. Huh? Do I get to lick my fingers at least?
Yes, you do. It's one of
That's
the
how I
perks
got
of the
so.
job.
That's how I got so
Life as
fat.
a monk would have probably been the most boring shit ever. Like every day the same routine: go feed the animals, go take care of the bees, just mop up the
You've
floor.
got martial training as well because you're like a warrior monk. So
Actually, V, I'd like to point out, if you're occupied the entire day during hard labor, you're not bored. It's one of the other perks of doing hard labor.
That is a good point. I agree.
Actually, I don't think I have martial weapons training. Anyway.
no,
While I'm
you don't
outside.
have martial weapons training. You're just training as a monk.
Oh, okay, all right.
But yeah,
While I'm outside.
sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, if I could see the camp and see if there's any kind of commotion coming up the road towards the abbey. I'm quite paranoid about this, my character, at this point.
Okay, well, I mean, you can go outside of the abbey, and it just seems like a regular spring day.
All right.
The sun's shining, the birds are singing, and you've got a beekeeper outfit on because your job is to go and clean out the hives.
The jackboots aren't coming.
Well, they're not coming today. Okay, I'll clean out the hives. No problem.
Okay. Do you want to just carry on with your daily routine or what?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Like I've kind of been whooped here. Like my plan has kind of failed to come to pass. So,
Well, are you leaving the abbey or are you staying there?
actually, no, that's right. I do have something after I want to do. I'll like do a morning's worth of chores out in the bee land, and then I'll head into town at like noon, around lunchtime.
Okay, well, you're not supposed to just leave, so you're gonna have to sneak away.
Oh,
How
really?
did you left until now?
Yeah, we just usually left.
Yeah, but that's because you were attached to V. But you have responsibilities here. You were
All
told
right.
to go about to basically fall back in line. So
All right. Well, I mean, am I by my? Oh, sorry.
it won't be difficult to sneak away.
Yeah, am I by myself out in the bee area?
Not all the time, but there are points during the day doing your chores that you are by yourself.
All right. So do I have to roll stealth to slip away during one of those points?
Probably a good idea.
Yep. Stealth.
Wow.
He left and people didn't even realize. It's like he's a nobody.
Yeah.
When you're out just digging a garden or something, you just put down your tool and slip away into the tree line, and then that's it. No one comes to follow you.
All right.
Like a teenager skipping school.
Yeah, basically, now you should feel bad, Dev. Now someone else is going to have to do your work.
They'll probably just stop when you go back.
But yeah, you can head back into the camp.
Yep, that's what I'll do.
Check around. And
I mean, I won't know where they are, but I'll recognize our cart and our 4 horses, so I can probably rejoin easily enough.
yeah,
I just mentioned that
you can check around the inns, and basically you can find your cart. So
you've very deftly stealthed away from the post that's now empty that everyone knew you were working at. So the moment someone looks, they'll know you ran off.
well, yeah, they know that he's gone. Yeah,
Or they will eventually, but they didn't catch me in the act of leaving.
no.
I point towards
Well,
Devil
by
as
the
he
time you
approaches. The heretic has returned.
By the time you rejoin the party, they're probably aware that you're not there anymore.
Yes.
But yeah, okay. So you guys are presumably at your inn. I don't know whether V's doing any more preaching or not, but
Yeah, he is.
oh no, then. So another performance check.
Let's see.
Can't wait for the day when you crit fail one of these.
Me too. Jesus, I was kind of sick of him rolling amazingly.
Starting to gather a crowd.
Yeah, you only managed to get about 8 people this time, but it's still, a well-received performance, and you get a round of applause and hallelujahs and whatnot at the end of it.
I would like to be one of those 8 people, and as I discover it's V doing the singing, I'm going to chime in with my harmonica.
As you approach, you can see my character frown.
Dev ruins your performance with his excessively loud harmonica work.
I look at him in disgust and I step away from him as if I don't know who the man is.
Okay. This performance wasn't any more noteworthy than the previous one, I have to say.
Ritualist art again, by the way. This one is.
Oh,
this
I
is
must have missed it.
beautiful.
Sorry. Here, let me grab it.
So it's quite wonderful.
Let's see.
He's a man after Archie's heart.
What's the other one? Oh, it's the.
Bishop Carl Stavron beats your ass when you try to touch his thesis. Just saying. It's a lot of work gone into that. But, okay, so you're still in the marketplace. It's from about 10 in the morning.
Can we get history to move along?
Well, you're the one standing around preaching to a bunch of peasants, not me.
No, we don't really have any quests or anything.
Well, I just went on one, V. I could have used support.
I have an idea. I walk around the camp and I try to find if there's anyone injured.
Not really. Most people seem fighting age, fit, healthy, and ready to go on a crusade.
Can I do a roll to see if there's really no one that has any sort of injury?
You can make a roll, an investigation check, yeah. Yeah, you can't find him. I mean, you find a blind man who's.
I don't think Cure Wounds works on a blind man.
No, it doesn't.
It would work on me, V.
Good try,
No,
Diva.
it's not. I will take Devo someplace not the middle of the market or anything, but someplace where there's fewer people. So there will be a rumor. There will be a rumor, but not a wildfire.
You want to take Dev behind the latrines like you took Arch behind the latrines.
Well, not behind the latrines.
You're going to get a reputation as a batty boy.
No, not the latrines.
In fact,
A corner of the camp where a corner of the camp where there's a couple of people, but not a lot.
Okay, it's basically a city.
Okay.
So, you can find space between 2 tents or something.
Yeah, but I want some people to see it, but I don't want the whole camp to know. That's what I'm saying.
Well, after a bit of wandering around, you can find a space between 2 tents that there's some scullery kids will probably see something like that.
So I recite the religious prayer, and then I touch Devo, and I heal him. The wounds close up in front of the people to see.
Okay, we'll roll.
Okay, so cure. I casted Cure Wounds. No, hold on. Jesus Christ, I hate the spell system. All right, 1d8 plus 2. And I heal Devo for 8 hit points.
Thank you. We're now at half.
One of the children watching you gasps in awe and then scrambles away and runs.
I smile. And as he runs, I say, believe in the prophet, pray 10 times a day.
Jesus Christ. Okay, well, is there anything else you want to do behind these tents, you fucking homos?
I will take Devo in another place where there's other kids around.
You gonna heal me again?
And I will heal him again.
Excellent.
Okay,
This time I hope there's an old woman or someone watching.
okay, you get another 9 hit points, Dev.
Yes. And I make certain that people understand it's religious in nature and it's not just like witchcraft. Like I invoke the name of the prophet and I do the prayers and stuff like that. And then as I touch Devo, his wounds close up.
Well, you can make a performance check as you're doing this if you want.
Yeah.
Depending on how theatrical you want it to be.
I hope this isn't the one that fails.
It's really hammy, but you managed to not invoke the name of Satan, so well done. Yeah, it's not like a particularly good performance. It looks like you're lying or faking or something, but you know.
I'm just gonna play a sad harmonica.
People think I'm a charlatan, like one of those faith healers.
Basically, yeah. You're a televangelist at this point now, Vic. Okay, so yeah, I mean, there are a couple of kids and plebs who see stuff and their eyes widen and they walk on quickly.
That's it. I don't have any more. I'm up.
Okay, well, I suppose you return to sort of the market square.
Impressed though I was with the healing powers that I observed, and it's certainly helping my my report for the Inquisition. The performance that you did afterwards made me think, maybe there's something fishy going on here. So I'm still skeptical. Divinity one moment, and then almost Satanism the next.
To purge or not to purge? Is the
Yes,
question.
that really is still the question.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. You've healed Dev. You've caused a few of the peasants to question what they've seen.
Not to mention, I also have a name. It's like, well, is that really good preacher that sings really well? Like, yeah.
Well,
You give it some,
you're not like
given some-
you're not world famous or anything, but yeah.
No, I know, but I'm camp famous, I hope.
Not really. You're famous with maybe about 50, 60 people.
Well, I hope they know how to gossip well.
Well, if there's one thing peasants can do, it's gossip. So, yeah. What are you doing?
Oh, Arch, I wanted to confer with you actually on something.
You may speak.
You may speak. Should we actually pick up that chest you talked about at last session?
Chest?
Yeah, to put in the cart. A chest that...
Now, Devo. We're not going to waste money now.
Oh, yeah, the chest we found with the skeletons and shit, I guess, no?
Well, no, just to buy a chest to hold stuff that we really shouldn't lose.
Not now, Jesus. Not the one other shopping experience.
Yeah, Dev, don't be silly. What you need to do is not do something until you desperately need it and then you don't have it. Buying things in advance is silly.
To be fair, Devo, it is your money, and if you would like to expend your money...
I have no problem with expending my money, but I'm going to have the key. And I already have the key to the cart. You guys had to leave it behind.
You're not going to have the key to the cart. Do you think it's a fucking Volkswagen?
There was a chain around the spokes.
There's fucking not a chain around the spokes, you monkey. Bad.
Well, that's why we
Bad.
bought a chain. We bought a chain so that our cart could be locked up whenever we parked it.
I don't think
Did
you know
put it on or
how...
what?
Sorry?
Did
How
you
the
put it
fuck do
on?
you chain the spokes?
You put a chain through the spokes and attach it, through the side of the cart or something, I guess.
With the
Yeah.
side
Did
of
you
the
do that though?
cart?
I
Don't
think I
forget
did
to,
when we parked it to go into the Inquisition camp.
Don't forget to buy a parking ticket and display it on the windshield.
Devo, I don't think carts work the way you think carts work.
I mean, maybe not.
Okay, so, but yeah, do you want to go and buy a chest? Yeah.
Yes, I remember the price from last time. It was 5 gold.
Yeah.
Let's just do that quickly so we're not bogged down with this.
You know, I actually came to think of 5 gold pieces for a chain might actually be fairly correct. Think about it. Back then, they had to forge every single individual link and then forge them into a chain. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
someone posted that as a comment saying, actually,
Yeah.
hand forging them.
Individually.
It's fair. I mean,
That must genuinely have been just the most fucking horrible work.
Can you imagine how rope was made?
Or rope.
Well, they actually had
Actually-
machines for that fairly early on because it's a fairly simple operation.
Yeah, but before the machines came.
It must have just been a lot of work, yeah.
I mean, forging is even worse. Have you been in a forge, V? It is fucking uncomfortable, to put it mildly.
Oh, I guess that's why blacksmiths were very well respected.
One, it is stupidly hot. Two, there are sparks flying fucking everywhere. It is hell on earth.
So I'll put the chest in the cart, and I mean, my quest, I guess, is pretty much on hold until something goes down at the Abbey. So I'm just hanging out, guys. Hopefully, you guys don't question me about what I did last night.
Well, we can assume that my character made the Zone of Truth and got you to spill the beans.
We can't assume anything of the sort. What are you talking about?
I mean, it would be correct for us to be suspicious, so we shall wrestle Devo to the ground and threaten his 2 last hit points.
Devo, why did you get your head kicked in?
Also, I'm healed now. I'm not at 2 HP anymore. You can just ask me. I'll probably tell you.
Speaking of that, V, why did you heal the heretic? Oh God, this goes on the list again, doesn't it?
He's a heretic.
Healing heretics.
Fucking hell, V. Yep, let me just bring up the list. God damn it.
But
I look towards Arch and I say, I had the feeling from the prophet that he's not the heretic. If he was, he wouldn't be that stupid to come back. I think he's just done.
I think that still goes on the list.
surely you should have like major and minor infractions.
Yeah, but that's quite a lot of work.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to really bring V down using the power of the church, you're going to have to be pedantic about it.
We're going to need to develop a dynamic points balancing system.
Yeah, but basically,
I
how
don't know.
condemned can V get by the end of this? is the question.
I don't know, guys. It's either a sinful or not.
Right, I was assuming that this is kind of out of character and we're allowing Devil to come back. Because if it was in character, I would just stay away from him and just...
Assumptions.
Well, I figure that you would probably, at the very least, ask me about what happened last night.
But anyway, let's move the story along because we've been here for like 2 hours and nothing happened. So,
Yes, V. I want to go preaching. This is fine, but now we need to move the story along.
that was one nice little arch, and this actually has a purpose for the story.
I'm sure it does, and me bringing up your list also has a purpose in my story.
This is just to coup de grace you when you think you're about to win, V.
And actually, V, I don't know about you, but I did something that's important to my story, I think.
Yeah, you got
All right,
exactly.
we'll interrogate Devo to figure out what exactly he was getting up to and why he looks like he's been bleeding a lot.
I was fearful for the lives of my fellow acolytes at the church after we had visited the Inquisition camp. Fellow monks, and I just wanted to at least go and inform them of what was going on.
And how did you
And
get your
their
face beaten?
response was?
Their response is that they don't believe me.
I immediately just get up as I hear this, and I go towards the Inquisition camp.
Okay, you can march over to the Inquisition
It's
camp.
like instantly, no words muttered, nothing, not even a question, just walking over to the Inquisition camp.
Okay, V walks off. Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
I'll ask Devo, like, okay, so who made you their bitch?
That was Bishop Stavron. I'll just admit it. I got beat up by my boss.
Okay, I'll take a moment and go like, so you're telling me your giant black ass got his ass punched by a 72-year-old bishop?
He's not that old.
Shut up.
He is the one that's taught Dev everything he knows about being a monk so far. So yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised he beat his ass.
What about my character so far has suggested to you that he's not willing to exaggerate for effect?
Well, nothing actually. I've got just saying. But yeah.
I'm going to say, Arch, do you want to go spar with them a bit?
I wouldn't want to emasculate you further, Devo. You think I'm some kind of monster,
not true.
Jesus.
Devo gets cucked by the bishop.
And then by Arch.
And then by Arch. Right, okay, V, what are you doing?
Well, I'm walking off towards the Inquisition camp, and as I arrive, I will ask a guard if it's possible to talk to the Inquisitor.
It is 10 gold pieces.
Oh my god, V.
No, I will give him the gold pieces.
Okay.
And once
you have to
again,
wait
in
till
the
the
book
short
of
time.
why V is poor, another chapter is written.
Okay.
But I don't
Give
want
me a
to.
thick fucking book, V.
So yeah, you pay the penitent knight, and he takes you into the camp again. He takes you to Inquisitor Hort's tent. He's on his own this time.
I think. Oh, where is it? Oh, here it is. Sorry.
You arrive in there, and the Inquisitor looks up at you and says, "What do you want?"
May the Prophet's blessings be upon you, Your Holiness.
He
There have
responds
been,
in kind.
there has been a development which I think you need to be aware.
Go on.
One of my traveling companions was a monk from the place where we got the books,
Where did you get the books?
the Pendley Abbey.
Yep.
And he left last night without telling us, and he told the bishop everything.
You are such a fucking snitch.
Truth.
Okay.
Well, Dev's been punched in the face. It's only right that he should get stabbed in the back now.
It wasn't-
Equalize the pain.
I thought it's my holy duty to inform you by the will of the Prophet.
Yeah.
The Inquisitor raises his eyebrows and sort of chews it over for a moment. Gets up and goes to the table, picks up a glass of wine, and just starts drinking it thoughtfully and says, it doesn't matter. There's a process that we're following, and he would find out eventually anyway. But I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
I nod. May I bask a little bit in your wisdom, Inquisitor?
He gives you a sideways glance.
That's very homoerotic of you, V.
Would you? I used to stay at the Abbey before all of this, before I found out the deep heresy that has taken root.
Before you carry on, he says, did you see any evidence of heresy there?
Well, a satanic book, I think, would consider as heretical.
No, when you were there, when you were staying there, among the
The monks were
acolytes.
talking about this new concept called social justice that the bishop was writing on.
I do
It was
believe that's a persuasion roll, V.
Yeah, I think you might want to persuade him at this point, but
Okay.
go on. This is getting interesting. It's not a great roll. Let's see. I actually find my fucking dice roller. He rolls his eyes and says, "What does social justice even mean?"
It's an
nonsensical
interesting
phrase.
concept that the bishop came up with. It doesn't really go necessarily against the teachings of the church. However, it does try to create a world where peasants and priests and nobles have the same rank.
So that's a good little explanation there, V. He smiles and just shakes his head and says, "Such a thing is just impossible.
I understand.
God has ordered the world and ordained it to be as it is. There can never be an equality between the peasant and the king."
I firmly nod and I say, of course, Inquisitor, but peasants are easily swayed. They don't know how to interpret the holy book. And if a bishop were to spread these lies amongst the peasantry and they would actually think that this is the will of the prophet, then certainly this would cause upheaval in a society that's already on a foot of having a crusade.
The Inquisitor mulls it over and then says, I'll certainly take that into account in my investigation. You've done a good service here.
I thank him for it, and I inquire, do you think it would be wise for me to return to the Abbey? I don't think that the bishop knows I have been here.
I've got some more art. That's pretty
It's great stuff. I'm definitely using that as a screenshot.
The caption is "Kill him, save millions."
Just do whatever you can, but burn that book down. He says it's probably not wise to go back there, unless of course.
I nod, of course, Inquisitor. I understand. However, I wish to serve the Prophet, and right now I don't have any place to stay. Would you recommend some place where I could perform my services? I don't want to stay for free, of course. I'm willing to work. I'm basically asking him for like either a recommendation for another church or allowing me to stay in the camp and perform some duties.
Okay, hang on a sec. Okay, yeah. The Inquisitor says you can sleep with the penal legions and perform services for the Inquisition if you wish. But you will be watched closely.
Yes,
He is going to go sleep with the
I'm
penile
visibly
legions.
moved. It's like this huge amount of kindness that he is showing to me has moved me deeply, and I sincerely thank him for it.
He nods and says, "Well, bring your equipment, and we will we'll arrange a pass for you."
I nod. And before I go, I also mentioned that one more thing, Inquisitor. It seems that the monks at the Abbey have already been indoctrinated into the bishop's new ideology. And if that's the case, I think the peasants will be a lot easier to be swayed.
He nods.
I leave.
Does this success on V's part complete his entire story arc? He's got into a powerful position under the Inquisition.
He's not powerful.
No.
He has
I'm
a
still
foot in the
sucking
door.
I'm still sucking dick.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm
quite a
getting
good
closer
service
to
for
the
the-
testicles, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, basically, he's kissing his way up the thigh.
Oh, and I also have to mention that I'm attached to a noble. If this would be a problem, if he requests my presence, should I go or should I stay with the Inquisition?
Then you should go.
Okay.
You should do it.
Now you're calling yourself my manservant. I thought you were against this a while ago, you infidel fucking slave.
Allah has shown me the way.
Don't trust the gypsy, is what he's saying. But yeah, you can leave.
Yeah.
As you go, one of the penitent knights takes you to the sleeping quarters of the penal legions. They're immaculate. It's just rows and rows and rows of berths, each with a small sort of chest at the end of the bed. And yeah, they're absolutely immaculate.
I nod. Would I be able to find Brother Dean or Wendy or Negan?
No. You're not allowed to just freely wander around the camp.
No, okay.
You may come and go between the entrance and the penal barracks and the latrines. You're given a particular kind of pass. It's vellum. Don't lose it. You can just put Inquisitor's Pass in your inventory.
Okay.
And you're told when the communal eating times are, so you can eat for free as well.
Yay. If I can I make a roll to see if I stumble into any of those three characters as I'm on my way?
Well, Brother
Like,
Dean,
I'm not looking for them, but if there's like a chance that I would run into them. by accident.
You don't run into them by accident.
Okay. Also, I will randomly ask a person if he could ask the Inquisitor if he needs my services as a healer, and I'm pretty sure the Inquisitor knows what that means.
Okay, well, who are you asking?
One of the guards, basically, like the guy who's showing me the room.
The guard just dismisses you, saying, "I'm sure the Inquisitor will summon you if he needs you."
I know. Okay.
Are you
That's
leaving? Okay. I take it you're going to rejoin the party?
Yep.
Okay. Are you going to inform them of what just happened?
Yes. Just watch.
Just to watch.
Just Arch.
Okay.
Arch, what happened?
V is starting to learn his position in the world. That's what happened.
So what were the hours I could join in?
Sorry, say again.
Did you mention the hours where the pass is functioning?
Oh yeah, just like curfew at 9 o'clock.
Okay. And food?
Yeah, the food's just morning meal, midday meal, evening meal.
Okay.
So
Would be good if I can attend at least once so I can get to know the people there.
you're really overplaying the sociability aspect of the penal legions. But yeah, okay, you absolutely can do that. Anyone else want to do anything?
I think we need a moment to plan what we're supposed to do next.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, does anybody have any ideas, or should we think on it till next session? I don't know.
Well,
Does anybody have anything?
Maybe you should wait for the kings to see if he summons you. If not, you can go to the dwarf and pledge your allegiance.
We
To be fair, we did tell the king we'd be at a particular place if he wanted to summon us, and we aren't.
could do a long
Well,
rest and
I
just see
assume
what
that
happens.
you're
I
just in
suppose.
the area,
Yes.
so I assume you haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah.
So
We
need to play
could
another
just
set of
do a
pieces.
long rest and see what happens, but I suggest we break there and we can kind of figure out if there's anything else we want to do, and then assume we do a long rest. So next session we can come back having had a long rest and go like, okay, so did anything happen?
This is quite a short session then if we're breaking now.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't really know what else we're gonna do.
Well, let's see if the messenger comes. If not, you can pledge allegiance to the dwarf.
No, I don't know. Don't want to decide on that.
We
yeah.
could go on a quest if you want, like go on a tavern and see if there's anything for adventurers to do. Basically, Sargon's way of let's go into the jungle, get some XP, you guys. Yeah.
I mean, my attempt to do something spectacularly backfired.
Okay.
So now, I mean, my character is basically just hanging out until something else goes down at the Abbey, I think.
I don't know. I mean, I think you've learned something from the Abbey. I mean, you know the sort of mindset of the bishop. You've
Don't
learned
fuck
from
with the bishop.
Yeah, you know your place.
Yeah.
Really.
the bishop absolutely preaches peace and light and tolerance, but then he punches you in the face. But no, I mean, you thought that the people in the Abbey would be freaking out, running around with their head on fire, and they're not.
That's true. Though, is that more because of my really terrible role?
No, Devo, let me explain to you what happened. In order, like this is like a communist society where the secret police is trying to investigate a higher party rank member. In order to be able to do that, they need permission from someone higher up. So they're basically waiting for the go-ahead and even consulting to see if it's worth the investigation. And if they get the go-ahead, then they come. If they don't, they're not going to touch the bishop.
So you can
They're
tell that
into-
Dev never lived in a communist society, can't you?
It's basically, they're into a pickle now. Even if they know that the bishop is Satan himself, they can't act on him unless they get permission from the higher-ups.
Exactly right.
And the higher-ups are probably the archbishop, I were to assume.
Well, there are a few. There are a few people it has to go through.
And
But,
since this is a medieval society, they have to send messenger pigeons, which probably travel slow, and then it's going to be a back and forth, and then they will get to see if they go in or not. And even when they go in, they will not go in and kill everyone. It's still some procedures they need to follow, and basically like detain the bishop and search the place, and then they will start interrogating people, and then if they find anything, they will start burning people at the stake. But basically, it's like the question is, in what good standings is the bishop with everyone else? This is kind of how it goes. If he pissed off his superiors, then they will go like, yeah, go after him. If he didn't piss off,
This is great. V, you really know how this works. I'm genuinely impressed. Is that Dev? When you were like, "Oh, they're coming," like the bishop knows that they're not. You know,
Which means he probably sucked dick from the Archbishop a little bit, so he thinks he's safe.
You know, he just knows that exactly as you've described, V. There are procedures.
Yeah.
You know, the Inquisition aren't just all powerful. So yeah, and that's quite an important thing to have worked out, really.
People, welcome to Romania. That's how it works, dude. That's literally how it works.
It sounds like the gypsy is fucking up the game. No, dude, the gypsy's actually doing a damn good job here. But yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys what you want to do. You have choices.
Let's go to a tavern and find a quest.
What makes you think there are quests in taverns?
Because it's D&D. What made you think there is experience in the jungle when you are playing Archer's roleplay?
I didn't. I thought we'd just kill something. I didn't think a toad would blow up, though. Right, okay, well, I mean, you can go to a tavern if you want.
Okay. Go to the barkeep. Order a drink.
Okay. It's 5 copper.
By 5 copper. And I'll ask him, listen, my good lad, have you heard any interesting rumors? Any adventurers needed for anything?
The barkeep just looks at you blankly. It's like, what are you talking about? We're about to leave on a crusade.
I know, but it's getting so stale, my man. It's getting so stale. I've been singing in the camp the whole last 2 days. There is nothing to do.
He just shrugs and says, I'm sure that there are a lot of people with a lot of things to do.
Well, there is a bartender right here, which I'm going to bitch, whine, and complain at. Isn't this what bartenders do? Sit and listen while people drink, and you get to hear our sorrow.
That's true. Your sorrow is that you're bored.
Yes, now shut the fuck up and pour another drink.
Well, okay, another 5 copper. I sat there stone cold sober, understanding why he's wealthy and V isn't.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, you know, he just tells you about, you know, local rumors that Prince Emmerich is having an argument. He's got into some sort of argument with Baron Monver, because Baron Monver's camp is not as big as is bigger than it needs to be, because Baron Monver turned up with less troops than expected, and Prince Emmerich's camp is not as big as it needed to be because Prince Emmerich turned up with a bigger army than expected. But Baron Monver doesn't want to cede any of the territory to it because he feels that would be an insult and slight to his personal honor. So there's gossip, and you know, there are various other, you know, just silly interpersonal.
I heard an interesting tale. Apparently, there's this guy in the inn next door, you know, and apparently he healed someone, and he's giving like all these interesting religious prayers. Did you hear anything? And he sends people to the Inquisition to donate. The Inquisition, how outrageous! He could have sent them to the Pendley Abbey, where there's this bishop working there who's really nice to the people. But
yeah, the barkeep's just like, I haven't heard anything like that.
Absolutely disgusting. I go to Arch and I tell him about the noble bickering.
Okay.
My lord, it's not my place to say, but honestly, you nobles are a weird bunch. Apparently, there's this discussion about whose camp is bigger.
Sounds like V sympathizing with the communists. Heretic.
Could be interesting to tell Baron Monver to have a smaller camp for funsies.
My lord, it doesn't matter the size of the camp. We have the will of the prophet with us. Even 10 soldiers would be enough to take over the infidels if we believe strong enough.
That's all good, but Baron Monver does have his honor.
Just give me a second attack roll. There we are.
Arch, what you could do is like...
I hit V with my rolling pin.
Can I try to dodge?
He's infringing upon the honor of locals, of nobles. Of course I'm going to hit him in the head.
What's your armor class, V?
Well, can I try to dodge it, or is it just...
No, what's your armor
That's
class?
your armor class. That's
15.
you dodging it.
Okay, yeah, you dodge it.
I look at the arch bewildered. It's my master. Did I said something wrong?
Yes.
You don't believe that the prophet will guide the army of the people that are gathered here?
They? You said that a noble's honor doesn't matter to a noble.
And I see. I didn't know my place. I apologize. May the prophet
man.
forgive me.
I have some art. You're gonna like this.
That's exactly how the Inquisitor views this. Although I've got to say, he did come up with some good stuff there. So
Arch, what I think you should do. This is an out of character thing. Go talk to the right hand man of the prince that we talked to before, and he was kind of a brown guy. Go talk to him. Tell him that you know Baron Monva and you can solve his Baron Monva problem, and then go solve the Baron Monva problem, and then get in with the prince.
I prefer to solve the problem first before stating I can solve the problem to the prince.
Well, then how is he going to know if it was you who did it?
Because I'll be the one to go and tell him.
Yeah. I can touch you pleasantly, so you have charisma.
The problem is, what kind of plausible reason would we have for him shrinking his camp that wouldn't get us thrown out?
He owes you one.
Yeah, I could invoke the whole personal favor thing, but
it's Baron Monva, not Duke Lothian. I mean, are you thinking of the right guy?
Yeah, the guy that we did the quest for, right?
wasn't that a Baron?
That was.
Hang on. Let me check. Oh yeah, you captured Sargon, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you were rewarded for that. It's not like he feels indebted to you for it or anything.
No, but we could ask if there's any other favor he can need, I guess.
Yeah, but we can't just go there and go like, yeah, so I'd like to kiss ass with this guy, so I'm going to infringe on you. That's not how it works.
I know.
That's just going to make him angry.
Well, I mean, he's not like an irrational man. Maybe you just go talk to him.
How, like, where is his camp located? Is there any way we could, get an area nearby that he could expand into that it wouldn't be taken? Do we know?
No,
We could burn his camp.
The only free space is pegged out for King Jayan of let me just figure out where he's from. Of somewhere or other, but he's an importance. He's in fact the reason that everyone's waiting for him to turn up.
We could try to burn his camp and then he'll shrink it anyway.
Yeah, that'll be it.
If we're not caught. I could cast a spell and there's fire coming from the heaven. It will be like the will of the prophet.
Do you have a meteor spell?
No, it's flame strike, and it's like a pillar of fire coming from the heaven, and at this point it'll be like the will of the prophet.
You can't flame strike.
Let me see what it's called, and I will tell you. It's a cantrip even. It's not even an actual spell. It's called.
That's not going to be that impressive then.
But I don't need it to be impressive. I just need it to burn things. Sacred
You don't
flame.
need a spell to burn things.
Yeah, but it can't trace it to me.
Really? Who else casts spells? You're the one like, make sure all the kiddies see me casting spells.
Oh, now the rumors
no
have
one
spread.
can
So
work
the
match.
bartender doesn't know.
Now it's a double-edged sword, isn't it, V? Yeah.
If the bartender doesn't know, I'm pretty sure that the guys next to the camp don't know either. But anyway, what reason could he have to shrink the camp? You could say that you're a mediator, Arch.
No. I'm not going to put myself in a position that I don't actually have.
I don't think you can solve this issue, actually.
I'm just trying to think of if there's any way this could be done diplomatically.
So why are we trying to shrink his camp?
So that the other guy can expand his camp.
Yes.
And the thing is, if I burn his camp, then it won't look like you've done it, and you can't admit it. So
okay,
Sneak out in the middle of the night and light it up.
No, I think I maybe have something we could try.
Okay.
Let's wander over to Baron Monva's camp.
Do you still have
Yep.
the charisma spell on you?
Yeah, I will spell arch where no one can see before we get to the camp.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll
You once
bring
again
the-
disappear suspiciously with a noble. Come back with he comes back with rosy cheeks and you look slightly out of breath. Carry on.
To be fair, it's more like a religious prayer the way I view it. It's like
Yeah.
I'm reciting to him the will of the prophet.
Yeah. And no one sees that. But once you come back out, you just look like you've been, just in a bush somewhere weirdly, But anyway, yeah. So Arch has advantage on his rolls. That's fine.
When in desperate times, a hole is a hole.
But yeah, you want to go to Baron Monver's camp, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. You arrive there. The guards recognize you.
Step aside, peasant.
They say that the Baron's busy, but you can request an audience.
No. Requesting things, asking for things. This is not the noble way.
Well, you have persuasion, so
Well, this isn't really urgent, so I don't want to say it's urgent. We'll wait then. Fine.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he just says come back later on that day. He gives you a time.
Okay. Wander off. Wander back.
Okay.
casting spell again.
Do you have it memorized twice?
Let me check.
Because you probably don't, do you, V?
Yeah, I probably don't.
Sargon doesn't like that spell.
Yeah,
It's not that I don't like that spell. It's just that,
It's,
you
it's
should have
true.
checked, I guess.
It's true. It's not memorized twice.
There we go. But yeah, you arrive at Baron Monver's camp. Arch, you were
It's
representing.
tiny. Why is it large? It's so tiny.
Well, no, this is just his headquarters.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
This isn't like the army, but yeah, his camp is bigger than it needs to be for the number of men he has. But yeah, you go in and Baron Monver greets you cordially. He offers you food and drink and asks you to sit down.
I'll happily accept. While we're carousing, drinking, and eating and being fat together, I'll open the topic. So I heard a rumor in a bar that there is some conflict between your noble self and the prince.
Yeah, Lady Kasana, as soon as you mention it, she kind of spits and says the prince is just acting like he's just the only one here with any kind of royal rank.
Hmm.
The Baron sort of, tries to calm his wife somewhat and says, yeah.
Do you want me to appeal to the prophet and be like,
Not yet, V. Maybe later. Maybe
You
later.
can't solve every problem by appealing to the prophet. Some
religion,
problems are
we're on a
worldly.
crusade, you need to be on the goodwill of the Lord and blah blah blah.
But yeah, okay. But
Wait,
anyway,
are we all here?
I assume so, but I assume that you're all being quiet and letting Arch
Yeah,
talk.
I am quiet. I'm
Being
not.
quiet and standing by the table like good manservants.
Yes, he is acting aristocratic and knowing your place. But yeah, the Baron says, well, it's just a point of principle, really. There's no reason I should give up any of my camp for him.
And it's also a point of getting to sleep with your hot wife every night, I think to myself. Otherwise, she might suddenly develop headaches. Who knows?
Who knows? She seems remarkably affronted that someone is challenging her husband's honor.
I imagine she is. That complicates matters. Okay. I'm assuming this is more like a classical Christian thing, like with humble being a virtue, etc. The usual bullshit.
Sorry, say it again.
Would being humble be considered a virtue?
Yeah, undoubtedly.
Okay. I'll agree to an extent. I'll go yes, the prince is rather. What's the English word?
Eccentric?
Not eccentric. I'm talking like a guy who's bombastic. I knew the word, but now I've forgotten it.
Yeah, but yeah, I know what you're trying to get.
Yeah.
He's kind of a large personality, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's certainly a grandiose person that waves his arms about a bit too much. It's not very virtuous, is it?
The Baron completely agrees. I mean, he then goes off into a bit of a religious diatribe, citing the holy book in certain places on why the prince's behavior and cordiality is distinctly lacking.
It certainly is, isn't it? There is honor in being humble, after all.
He agrees.
Now, on that topic, I'll broach the idea of the amount of soldiers. He did bring a large number of men to the crusade, didn't he?
The Baron reluctantly agrees.
This really seems to come down to principles and practicality, my lord. Would it not perhaps be advisable to be the bigger man here? Not only can you show the prince that you are more virtuous by sacrificing a portion of your camp, you can also spread it around to everyone else. The prince clearly is demanding, and you are the bigger man, putting the needs of the crusade before those of your own.
The Baron, he kind of puts his head on his chin on his fist and sort of mulls it over and says, "No, I can't. He already outranks me. So when we have council meetings through the crusade, he's going to be able to overrule me on that. And if I make myself appear weak and just give up a portion of my camp, then people are going to lose respect for me."
I entirely agree, my lord, but since he already overrules you, he would eventually push you to give up a portion of your camp regardless. Would it not be better to gain a victory and be able to hold your head up high in his company from now on, rather than be forced to acquiesce later?
He says, he can't make me give up any of my camp. This is what was promised to me by the King of Penderley, and so this is what I'm keeping. But I suppose I could be willing to part with it in exchange for something.
Most wise, my lord. If you cannot, you should at least gain a victory here, as well as a moral one.
He agrees. And his wife vehemently agrees. She just snaps out, "I want at least 5,000 gold pieces."
V, perhaps it's time for you to be like, well, being greedy is a sin.
She seems to be quite ferociously in defense of Monva's honor, though.
Yeah, I look up at this happening and I say, "My lord, I know it's not my place to say, but if the peasants find out that you're asking financial remuneration in exchange for what is to be a holy crusade, not only will it demoralize the soldiers, but we might lose the will of the prophet. Perhaps a favor in a different nature would be more adequate."
I give V a thumbs up under the table while also saying, "My manservant speaks out of turn, as usual, but he does not speak untrue."
The Baron looks perplexed and says, "Well, that's not what Devotee Amal said. He thought that the opposite. He thought that if I were to give away any of my camp without requesting money, without requesting some kind of payment, then that would look worse."
Oh, certainly, we're not asking you to do so for free. We are asking you to... Well, not we. I'm sure what my manservant meant was that the price might be too high. Not that you shouldn't ask for anything.
He mulls it over and says, "Well, I mean, how much do you think I should ask for?" He's asking for, I can't remember, he's asking for a significant chunk. It will be noticeable to people walking past. And he's very concerned about his own prestige here. So,
what else besides money would be like a favor or something? You know?
Yeah, if he's most interested in prestige, we could suggest that in return for a smaller sum, we could arrange for perhaps somebody in the prince's camp handing it over directly. I'm promising a bit more than I should here, but...
What do you mean? Someone in the prince's camp handing it over directly?
Well, if they made a big show of basically bringing the money over, that would be them making a big show of essentially deferring to the Baron.
Yeah, that's true.
Am I promising too much here, guys?
Well, you can try. At least like you're going to go back to the prince and he'll say, well, this is what we arranged.
Yeah, I'll make the suggestion. I'll say, like, how about I have had a brief contact with the prince. I could go over and see if they would be willing to compromise on a smaller sum, say 3,000 gold pieces, but in return they would send over a envoy with all the pomp and glory of it, and make sure that everybody knows of the generosity of Baron Monva.
I guess you can make a persuasion check.
This is your fault today. I'm just saying.
Yeah, when he gets a 1 here, V, this is your fault.
When he gets two ones.
This is V's fault. I would have gotten a 21.
Could I also try to
15 is
persuade him
fine.
and say,
Oh, no,
yeah,
you did get a 20. Oh no, you didn't get a 21, did you? But
No.
15 is still a fine roll. After a few minutes, a few moments of thinking about it, and you can see Lady Kasana's just kind of nodding her head at him. He says, "Okay, if they bring across a delegation and ask my permission respectfully in front of everyone, then yes, I will concede to this." And 3,000 gold pieces.
Most wise, my lord. Your humble servant will certainly do everything in his power to make this happen.
Okay, he thanks you.
Well, after the king we go.
Well, we'll finish the meal, obviously. We'll be courteous,
Yeah,
thank
there's
him,
no-
thank
there's
his
no
wife.
hurry.
Thank his wife particularly. And it's nice. Those are an awful nice pair of pants you're wearing there, and you wear them very well indeed.
A woman doesn't wear trousers.
Oh, in this household, she does.
No, she doesn't. Absolutely not. She would think it horrifically offensive if you accused her of wearing trousers.
Figuratively,
She wears
it's
dresses
basically...
like a lady, Arch.
Of
let
course
me
she
put it this
does.
way, Sargon. It's the hen is singing in this household, not the rooster.
Perhaps Sargon is not aware of the saying.
I think that's unfair. I don't think that's necessarily true.
Hmm.
She's just loud.
She's just loud.
Do I get to meet the devotee while we're eating?
No, he doesn't appear when you're eating. But I mean,
Okay.
you could go to his tent.
No. I'm not gonna go disturbing the man.
Are you sure you don't want to go annoy another Inquisitor?
Okay, well, I mean, if you've got nothing else particularly pressing, you can finish the meal, say your goodbyes, and leave.
Yes, that's probably it.
Okay.
Could have talked to him about the heresy of social justice. Ask his opinion on it.
Right, okay, so what we'll do is we'll end it there, because I haven't actually made the camp for Prince Emmerich yet. So I didn't think you'd be going there quite
Lazy.
soon. So yeah, we will end it there, but that's quite interesting what you guys have actually accomplished this session.
Getting beat up.
Yeah, but it's not just getting beaten up, is it? It's also, I mean, you think of it more like Game of Thrones, where pieces are put into motion, and you've caused trouble, and not only that is like you sitting on the chest where the demon book was and saying, "So what's just in the chest?" I mean, he's not just gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that was where my heresy was." But he knows that you know now. Like, that wasn't very subtle.
When
So-
assassins come for Devo, we shall stand aside and let justice be carried out.
And not only that, but V getting him in the Inquisition and you getting him with the Baron there is good moves. Honestly, good moves. Right, okay. As a party, each person gets 250 experience.
I think I leveled up.
Well,
I don't think so.
Let me check.
250.
250, 375. Oh, that's calculator time.
2,631. We're just shy.
Yeah, you're just shy. You need 2,700 V.
Oh, come on, Grand GM.
Nope, you can wait till next time.
250 is not bad considering we didn't fight anything and just talked.
Yeah, but that's the point of politics, If you're going to be political actors, you have to be rewarded for doing political things.
I am
We
curious
didn't
what
fight
the
anything.
Inquisitor
Devo
thinks of-
didn't technically fight anything either. He just got fought.
I didn't even get to attack.
I would also like to point out that the great list of these crimes has now increased to 22 points.
How do you keep violating your own principles, V?
Well, that's just his interpretation of things because he doesn't understand the Holy Book.
Okay.
Actually, I just realized what kind of problems am I going to be facing when I go back? Because I did desert in the middle of gardening and beekeeping.
Who knows? We'll find out when you get back there. But right, okay. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.